What's up, gamers? It's me, Dovachief here, and today I thought to make a video in regards for those that are new or that are going to be new on Elder Scrolls Online. Here's some stuff I would just thought to make a video in regards to a friend of mine. So here we go. So first off, I have a Dark Elf Dragon Knight. That's level 50 champion level. If you look down towards the bottom where it says champion points, that's 440, and that's on, on this character, because it's basically when you reach level 50, it'll start to go into champion points afterwards. So I'm pretty sure it's like after you reach level, well, it's like when you first reach level 50, it'll be level 50, but then after that, it'll go to champion, which is that star symbol, and then it'll be 10. And then it'll be 11, 12, 13, 14, and so on and so forth. But it'll go by very quickly, like very, very quickly. And also, since I'm at champion level of 440 on this character, those champion points that are on the bottom there, where it says, champion points, 440 characters, 5 out of 8, whatnot, those points will carry on to your characters the next ones you make. Like this is my Imperial Dragon Knight. And he's level 15, but after I reach level 50, I will still be able to use those same points as well for my build. I haven't thought of anything for this build yet. This is my level 23 Argonian Warden, and this is my level 27 Argonian Templar. This is going to be a healer build, and this is my level 7 High Elf Sorcerer DPS. Now, for those that are going to be new at this game has a lot to do with builds. So probably to give you guys a heads up on what will help you out with your builds. Like say if you're about to make like a whole new character, and obviously mine starts out as an Argonian Ebonheart, but originally, if you don't have, I think it's called the Explorers Pack, which included in that is the choose any race in any alliance, because of how they have it without is for the Ebonheart pack. If you choose the Ebonheart pack, you'll only get the Argonians, the Nords, and the Dark Elves. That's for the Ebonheart pact. The Alliance, or Aldmeri Dominion, sorry. For the Aldmeri Dominion, you get the Khajiits, the Wood Elves, and the High Elves. And for Darkfall Covenant, you get the Bretons, the Redguards, and the Orcs. Now, the reason why I have the Imperial, well, that's like part of the Imperial City one, which that'll be like an extra race. But as you see here, like I always choose Daggerfall, so sorry. But as you see here, for example, for the Bretons, the racial skills of the Bretons reflect their affinity for the arcane, giving them bonuses to Magicka, Magic Recovery, and Light Armor Alliance, point gain, and spell resistance. So, if you're doing any Magicka builds, as far as I know, that Bretons will be good. But I don't know a whole lot about them really. The main ones I kind of know about is for Argonians. They're really good with poison resistance, restoration staves, potion use. So basically, Argonians are good use for being a sorcerer and being like a Templar healer, pretty much. Because that's what I had experience with. And I do have a Dark Elf. And for the Dark Elf, the racial skills of the Dark Elves reflect their intellect and natural agility, giving them bonuses in stamina, magicka, dual wielding, fire magic, fire resistance, lava resistance, and elemental damage, including frost, flame, and shock damage. So these guys are like all around sorcerers, most likely, the way that I see it for reading that. But it's like, say, if you want to be like an Argonian, most likely chances is that you'd be very good as a sorcerer. I think for DPS, no, like basically for healing. It looks like they're mainly good for healing and using magic builds. So, because I did have a Dragon Knight Argonian, but I had to switch it to a Dark Elf because I wasn't pulling enough DPS. So, but we'll get further into that. But they got these different classes. They got the Dragon Knight, And it says, these skillful masters of arms use the ancient Akaviri martial arts tradition of battle spirit and wield fearsome magic that pounds, shatters, and physically alters the world around them. You got the sorcerer. They can use conjuration, destruction spells to hurl lightning bolts and create shock fields, wield dark magic to snare and stun, and summon Daedric combat followers from Oblivion to assist them. And you also got the Nightblades. Nightblades are more likely like assassins. Like, if you're like the sneaky type, then the Nightblade's perfect for you. Nightblades are adventurers and opportunists with a gift for getting in and out of trouble. Pretty much relying variously on stealth blades and speed. Nightblades thrive on conflict and misfortune, trusting to their luck and cunning to survive. Templars are pretty much like, well, it says these traveling knights call upon the powers of light and the brilliant sun to deal massive damage to their enemies while restoring health, magic, and stamina to their abilities. So these guys right here, they're really good for being a healer. So if you're going to be a healer, Templar is the best one. I do have a friend of mine that is actually a warden, and he's pretty much getting by with being a warden. So I'm actually surprised myself. I've had experience with it, and though I'm not trying to be a healer for my warden, so, you know, but a friend of mine, he's doing pretty good with the warden, so he's pulling it off. But yeah, just like Khajiits, as far as I know, Khajiits are best at being a Nightblade, pretty much. Because, you know, they're reflect on natural agility, giving them bonuses to pickpocketing, stealth, stamina recovery, and weapon damage. You know, because with the stealth and stamina recovery, that's good for pretty much being a Nightblade. So, but yeah, you have all this stuff. You know, if changing genders, whatnot. They have all this stuff here. The height, skin color. So, I mean, it's totally different from the character screen, makeup screen for like you know, Skyrim and whatnot. I haven't played the other games, like Oblivion or anything like that. Last time I played Oblivion was like about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, so somewhere around there. But yeah. So probably for starters, I'll probably just show you my Dragon Knight here of my stats and whatnot, because this is the thing that's also going to help out as well. Is later on, when you level up, in order for yourself to have a really good build, is basically they have the champion points for one that you put the points in, and they also have monster sets. But we will get further into that, so I'm going to try to narrow this down as good as I can. If not, I'm going to try to cover as much as I can within this video. But yeah, I'm going to cover as much as I can, and if I forget anything, please let me know if I forgot something in the comments below. Okay, so I'm loaded in as my Dragon Knight. Now, as you see, well, he's just wearing a costume, but let me go to my character here. This is basically for my build, for being a DPS Dragon Knight. I got 54 into Magicka, because, you know, that's for DPS, and for me to be a little bit of a tank, I add 10 to my health. Because it all comes down to between your Magicka, health, and stamina. Like, if you're going to be nothing but a tank, best suggestion, put all your points into health. That's pretty much in regards for you being a tank. That's if you guys didn't know about that. Because when I first started playing this, I didn't know nothing about this. I thought this was just a game. You could just be your own race with your own armor and stuff. This stuff that you might like. But I was wrong. I was wondering why I was sucking so much. Turned out this game is based off of builds. You know, when it comes to being a tank, a healer, and whatnot. But then again, I should have realized in the first place when it said, like, when it had all these different classes, you know. So I should have realized that in the first place. But as you see here, my maximum Magicka is pretty much 30k. My maximum health is 13k. My maximum stamina is 10k. Magicka recovery, you see all these numbers, you know. And basically, it's basically all based off of my weapons and stuff. Like, I gotta get a better staff and whatnot. Like, you have to look at all your traits. Every trait is very important, is what I would say. because you have to get the right traits in order to make your build perfect. Since mine is DPS, I have to work on mine a little bit more. Because and here's another thing, monster sets. Monster sets really help out your builds a lot, and I mean a lot. The monster set, it consists of a helmet and a shoulder piece. Like this right here, the Valken Scoria's hat. This adds 802 maximum magicka, which really helps me out a lot. Reduces the cost of roll damage, which, you know, I don't really care about that. But here's right here. It says first item, or one item, adds 1,164 maximum health. Okay, that's good. Now here's the kicker. Here's the awesome part. Number 2. When there's 2 items of Valken Storia, Valken Scoria, which is both, if I have the hat and the shoulders, which I have them both right now, is when you deal damage with a damage over time effect, you have an 8% chance to summon a meteor that deals 10k 75 flame damage to the target and 4k 710 flame damage to all other enemies within 5 meters. This effect can occur once every 5 seconds. And I tell you, it's really good. Here, I'll take off this and take off this so you can take a nice good look at my monster set. Okay, and I'm sure you guys are wondering, how do I get these? Well, let me get to that a little bit later. First of all, so you guys start out with your character, you know, like you're like level 1 or so. Do the tutorial, so you can kind of get a deal on how you'll get around, what you'll be up against and whatnot. And after you do the tutorial, you'll be like level 3 or level 5, somewhere around there. And I suggest do not do dungeons until you're level 10. That's the best chances. So you'll have to do a couple quests, and then after you reach level 10, get in with your friends, do dungeons, and just start grinding the heck out of dungeons. I mean, it helps out a lot. It gives you a lot of XP when it comes to leveling up. And also, I think the reason why, since it helped me out a lot, because I have ESO Plus. Because when you have ESO Plus, I think it adds like a 10%. Let me find it here. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, 10% bonuses to experience, crafting, inspiration, trait, research, and gold acquisition. So I think that's what also helped me out a lot more, is since I have ESO Plus. But grind out some dungeons and whatnot, so you'll be able to reach up to level 50. And after that, you can be able to do veteran dungeons. Okay, now we're at the part of, how do I get a monster set? Okay, here we go. How do you get a monster set? Okay, you have to, like, the best chances is start out with your Undaunted skill line. And if you're wondering how to get that, well, if you choose Daggerfall Covenant, because I haven't had experience with any other faction of how to get that unlocked, but if you choose Daggerfall Covenant, go to the Rosy Lion, and there will be an orc there, and she pretty much is part of the Undaunted, and that's when you get your first dungeon, but that's only for like the normal dungeon, so you should be fine there as long as you have friends with you. But after you do that, you get the Undaunted skill line, and then when you go to the Undaunted Enclave over in Wayrest, there's an Undaunted Enclave on the little bit outside. That's where you get to do pledges daily, and what that is, they'll give you some quests for different dungeons, and if you complete the certain dungeons on veteran, whatever dungeon that is, you'll get that helmet. You only get the helmet when you beat the certain dungeon on veteran. Like for this Valken Scoria here, and I can actually look this up right now on my computer. And that's another thing. I will put a link in the description for the monster sets to help you guys out a lot more, so you guys know what you're looking for. But the Valken Scoria, I got this from the City of Ash 2 on veteran, because I needed it for my build, so I must have to say, it was a little bit hard, but I had help with some friends because they had some good builds. But so that's how you get the helmets, is pretty much complete the dungeon that you're trying to look for your monster set for your helmet. And then for your shoulders is the really tricky part, because when you complete different dungeons, you'll get an Undaunted key. and what that is, you'll have 3 chests, and then you'll have to choose the one chest that your certain set is in. Now, it's not always guaranteed you're gonna get the shoulder that you want. You'll probably get like some random shoulder, or you'll probably get the shoulder that you want, but it doesn't have the good traits yet. So it does take a lot of time, you know, because like for this monster set, I got the helmet. Once again, I got the helmet from City of Ash 2 on Veteran. I could play on Veteran. And then the shoulder piece itself I got from the chest called Glarion the Redbeard. I got it from that chest. I think it took me 2 times, but I need to get more improved on it, so my DPS will be a lot more better. So I will put I'll put a link in the description below this video, so you guys can take a look at all of the monster sets that's available. That way you'll know whatever build that you want to do. I'm sure you'll find the perfect monster set that will best suit you and help you out with your build. Because they have the name of the monster sets, and they have the bonuses of what they have in them, of what they do, and it'll say of who's it dropped by one of the 3 vendors, and what dungeon, and it'll show you the picture of the helmet and also the shoulder, so you know what it really looks like. So it's pretty nice. I've used this website a lot, and this is how I picked my next monster set for my Templar, and it's called the Earth Gore. Because what that does is when I have just the one item, it adds 2% of healing done, while 2 items says when you heal a friendly target that is under 50% health, you conjure a pool of quenching blood underneath them, which soaks up enemy placed effects instantly and heals all friendly targets in the area for 348-30k health over 3 seconds. This effect can occur once every 35 seconds. The downfall is part of the Blood Root Forge, which is the new DLC, which I do have that, but my current friends that can't really help me with it because they don't have that DLC. So it's like I had to find someone to help me out eventually on Veteran, because I'm just a healer on my Templar. So unless I can always try to do it on my Dragon Knight here, that'll probably be easier, but you never know. But anyway, I think that's how much of I covered up. This is Glenumbra. If you start out in Daggerfall. So basically, I think that's all there is to it when it comes to the builds and whatnot of what you do on Elder Scrolls Online. When it comes to builds, you have to know what you're looking for. And then when it comes to your builds, like I say, since for my Templar, well, actually now I think of it for my DPS here, my Dragon Knight. For me to be DPS, I think of, okay, what do I need for buffs, which I do need buffs, and what do I need for attack? Because also, when you reach level 15, as you see here, you get like another bar. Because this one right here was my main bar. And as you see here, I'm doing this, mixture, that. See, I'm doing all these different attacks right here. Oh, and you see that meteor right there? That meteor was from my monster set right here. That big meteor that caused all that damage. But this is like my main part here, and then when I reach level 15, you get like a whole another set, a whole another hotbar with another weapon, so that way you can just switch back and forth, which that helps out with your build a lot. Oh yeah, when you push down on the down arrow on the D-pad, you can do first person, third person. When you press and hold it down and then use your right stick, move out, it zooms you all the way out, which from this perspective, if I was in the dungeon, this is how I can keep track of all my friends to keep them healed up if I was a healer. But right now I'm on my DPS. You can go all the way forward down to this, so it's pretty nice. Also, if you have a keyboard, I can just instantly just push enter and like say, oh, I can laugh, so do /LAUGH, enter, laugh, you know, because this is a very social game. Half the time I go on here just do dungeons, half the other time I just be here just to chill. Here's nothing. Champion. Oh, here we go. So we have the green, the blue, and orange reddish. This right here will help you out with your points. And as far as I see, my friend's been helping me out on it a little bit. But they got the Thief, the Tower. Read every single one of these when you guys have a chance when you first start Elder Scrolls Online, so you guys can have an idea. Reading into every one of these. So because I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read every single one of these. You know, because I'd say it's way too much, especially within the video. But this will give you just an idea of what points to put in for your character. Now, for me, I actually had a friend of mine help me out with this. So it's, you know, thick skin, elemental defender, and whatnot. So when you put all your right points into the right spots in here, it will definitely help out your build a lot. But yeah, you have your quests here. You can choose what quests to do. You have your lore library. This will come like a little later on in the storyline after you're done. Yeah, social. So you have your voice chat, text chat. You have all your emotes. These are all your emotes right here that you can possibly do. You know, like prop. You can sit in a chair like this. So this is a very fun game. You know, a lot of my friends that are pretty much still on 360, they're missing out a lot. I mean, this is still a fun game to play. And don't forget, we do have PvP, you know, for the campaign. They got different campaigns out. They have Kain, which is below level 50, and then Sure, 7-day standard. I got Sothasil as my 3-day non-champ, and I got Vivek 30-day standard. So, Activity Finder. This is where you guys go for looking for dungeons when you're low level. Go to Activity Finder. Make sure you mark what you are as, so that way it'll find a way to form a group for you. Half times, even though since I'm DPS, it takes me a long time just to find a group. Half time they like to decline it. But you know, but here's Dungeon Finder. You can do random quests. It will just do like random, normal, because you know, I guess I haven't selected a role yet, but it's because I'm in a group that's not like active. And there's specific dungeons you can go do. There's all these right here. This is all the normal ones, and then we do LB. These are all the veteran ones. So yeah, because you know, damage like DPS, healer, tank. They got the Alliance War. That's for queuing for Alliance War, and Battlegrounds. That's one of the new things from the DLC from Morrowind. So yeah, and here's all my skills for my Dragon Knight. Yeah, I have 106 points because, you know, I only have certain ones in for my builds, so that way all those extra points, I'm not sure what I use those for. I'll probably find them for something else. I don't know. But all these, like, this is for like different class. You know, they have different stuff. Make sure when you choose what class you want, like after you chose them, you have to look up their points, or I mean their active abilities, like the Flame Slash, you know, because I'm sure there's a build for everyone. You just have to know where to look. I think that's pretty much about it. Oh, for those that would be wondering, of how I have like that stuff that's above my hotbar, those are my active abilities, because that's best to have those turned on as well. And also, in case you guys are too lazy a little bit, sometimes I like to do this. Hide helmet, push A. Now it will just show your face where it looks like you took off your helmet, but you still have it on. When you push select button, you have your map, zoom all the way out. Yeah, this is whole Tamriel. This is Cold Harbor, it's always been there. This is one of the new DLCs, which is Clockwork City, which I haven't done that yet. I've been focusing on my build. When you press and hold, let's select, it gets your mount. Now, sadly, when you guys first start on Elder Scrolls Online, you won't have a mount yet until you have enough money. Now, the cheapest thing you could possibly get is a sorrel horse. I really hate when I mispronounce it. Let me scroll to it, because I actually purchased it myself just for the fun of it. Now this horse costs only 10k, only 10,000 coins. Of how I get the metal armor on it, that's actually for the stamina. When you put points into your stamina daily, you have to put points into your stamina, speed, or carry capacity. And then eventually your horse will start to have like the armor and stuff like that. So I think I pretty much covered everything. But if any of you, as my viewers, my subscribers, all you guys, you know, I want to help you guys, but you're not giving me much of anything. So I don't think any of you guys are watching this, but you know, I wanna connect with you guys. I wanna like do all this stuff for you guys, help you guys out. You know, it's like throw me a bone here. You know, I'm not sure what videos to make for you guys because you guys are not saying anything. Come on, help me out, man. Help good old Dova out, man. You know, because I'm willing to help you guys out for any tips that I may know to help you guys to pass on the knowledge. You know. And because all this stuff that I'm saying, I pretty much learned over time of what I learned, even what I learned from my other friends, you know. And I'm not taking the credit. I don't want to take any of the credit for that. You know, I want to thank them. I want to thank all my friends I've met on this game that gave me all this info. They're the ones that you guys should also thank as well. You know, I don't like to take all the credit, you know. I just want to help spread the word, help all us gamers out, you know. It's what I love doing, you know. Anyway, I think I have said my piece, and I believe I helped you guys out. But if there's anything at all of any questions in regards to this game, please ask, and I'll do my best to my knowledge to help you guys out. Alright? And that's all I have time for today, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Dova Chief out.